let's bring the Barebow men onto the field. We are ready to go. I give them the thumbs up, the height of technology here, to let people know that we are ready to go. Brian Way and Alex de Vera will be next up. And Alex was the champion at SoCal. Brian has been on this stage, and we see him at Field Nationals as well. Just in terms of what we've seen, the Barebow division. And I wanted to talk about your event, Para W1. Frank Bailey took silver. There's a young man who, I think Joad last year, I saw him for the first time at Joad, and he's been at the senior events this year. Just talk us, that young man has really come from nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, I met him last year at a camp that we had in Salt Lake City. I haven't had a lot of interactions with him this year, but, you know, like you said, I've seen him at every event, so I know that he's dedicated to it, and he's wanting to get to that level. So I wouldn't be surprised in the next couple of years if he's going to be up there.
Brilliant. That's always great to see. And I tell you what, we have got to give a mention, as the athletes are just brought to the line. I've got to give a mention to Andre Shelby and Keith Sikora. They got through, para athletes, but they got through to the compound 50 plus gold medal match. And Andre got gold, Keith got silver, and then in the compound 50 plus women from the para division, but of course competing in able-bodied, it was Wendy Gardner took bronze in that division. So fantastic work from those guys, and phenomenal that again, we talk about archery being a sport. Doesn't matter. Again, you can compete at any age. We've got, I think, an 82-year-old archer was competing this week. And then in the compound senior, as Brian gets us underway, compound senior, there was a 13-year-old lad, 13-year-old boy.
Yeah. I mean, archery is one of the most adaptable sports and one of the easiest sports to get into. So Vegas, there was a gentleman there that was 104 years old.
104. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Great arrows.
Yeah, Brian's getting it started the right way.
That's not
there
bad.
You go.
Not bad from Alex.
Just got away from him on that one.
And again, we talk about it is the set system again. Barebow is the set system.
7.
And that one just seemed to die on him. He's looked around. They're both giving each other kind of a raise of the eyebrows. Neither, I think, were too sure of what was going on there. But a bit of a mixed bag, I think it's fair to say, from Brian and Alex. But yeah, just back to the young lad. He was on the line, and the judges approached him. They said, "You do realise you're in the senior division?" Yeah. How old are you? 13. So you meant to register? Oh yeah.
I did see him shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Yeah. And I think he went out relatively. I say relatively early in. I think it was like a 141. It was nothing, it was nothing to be kind of scoffed at.
Not for a 13-year-old shooting
at 50 meters.
Exactly.
At 50 meters, and had he been in the U15 division, it would have been at 40 meters.
Correct.
So this is a young lad that is stepping in. Yeah, he could have quite easily shot at 40 meters against his peers.
Yeah, and that 141 could have easily turned into a 149, 150.
Absolutely. So we talk about a sport that anybody can compete in at any age. You come to events here, it's like, yeah, I'm 13, but I want to go and shoot with the big boys.
Yeah, I mean, I remember being here years ago, 2019, for Outdoor Nationals when it was held here in Dublin. And that's where I first saw Alexis win a major event.
What year was that,
2019.
So that was the year she won, she became world number 1.
Correct.
In 2019, yeah.
Yeah, she, so this just goes to show you that age is just a number when it comes to archery.
Absolutely. Alex took that first set, leads by 2 points to 0. So Brian will get end number 2 underway.
9.
That's a strong response from Brian Waite. Brian the number 1 seed, Alex the number 2 seed. Just so you know, Bronson Orms got the bronze medal.
He's just consistent minus that one little blip that he had.
9.
Answers right back.
10.
Wow.
Wow. Exhale. Brian just exhaled there as if to say, yep, job done for this end. Now, what can you do, Alex?
10.
There we go.
That's exactly
There
what he
we
can
go.
do.
There's some great arrows from these two guys. Brian weighs 640 in qualification. Alex, the second seed, 629. And then Bronson Orms, who picked up bronze, 616. So number 1 seed, number 2 seeder in the gold medal match. The number 3 seed took bronze. But again, some quality, some depth in that Barebow division. Marcus Cooley, Spanky Brooks, good to see him out here. Jim O'Shea, we
It
see
just
him
keeps
out.
growing.
Yeah, Michael Weaver.
And that is one division that just, they keep multiplying. They keep coming out. You know, they're one of the loudest groups out at any tournament.
Yeah, no,
They're
fantastic.
just having fun.
Absolutely. So we're just seeing the scores.
Tied 2 apiece.
And it's great to see Sharon Totten winning the compound 50 plus women. And Sharon, without giving too much away, Sharon's had some challenges over the last few weeks and months, and so just incredible, fantastic to see her out here, and
Very
phenomenal
happy for her.
that she is still competing, and not only just competing, but getting gold here at Buckeye Classic. Had a good chat with her this week, and so it's always lovely to catch up with familiar faces. So Sharon winning compound 50 plus women. And as we've already mentioned, compound 50 plus men, Andre Shelby, number 3 seed, the Paralympic champion from 2016, 10 years on. 2-2 the score between Brian Way and Alex de Vera here then. We've got a game on.
8.
He's circling the yellow. Alex, a reminder, already won
9.
in the USAT Series qualifiers this year, winning at SoCal Showdown last month.
9.
It's back in the gold. That's going to give him some momentum going to the next stand.
9.
I mean, just a
Absolutely
great set of
incredible.
arrows. Great arrows there from Alex. Just walks back. Very level-headed, even-keeled. And again, thank you to the organisers, all the volunteers, and they put in tremendous shift. Just as soon as eliminations out on the competition field, as soon as eliminations were kind of winding down, you've got the volunteers out there. They're moving the bales, shifting the targets, packing things away. This has got to be converted back into soccer fields in the next 24 hours. So fabulous work done by them all, and huge congratulations on another great event. And there's a few kind of frazzled edges. Mother Nature kicked in last night.
Absolutely.
And presented them with a number of challenges, but they rolled with the punches.
Yeah.
And got the youth eliminations, those that hadn't been completed, got them back this morning. That is the water tower in the distance, just in case you thought that some youngsters had wandered onto the field. That is a mural. But yeah, the weather has been interesting. The weather has been interesting over the last few days.
I was getting text messages last night at 9:30, 9:45 in regards to weather delays, thinking, wow.
It was a late one. I mean, I left here about 9:30. There were still people here, still plenty of people here, and then they were back here at about 5 o'clock this morning.
8.
4-2 Alex into this fourth end.
Six.
Strong start from Brian.
9.
8 and a 9. A 6 from Alex, so he's got to respond here to try and not only maintain his own advantage, he could win it.
8.
Brian now with a huge arrow. Try and level the scores.
8.
That might be enough. Alex, I think, if my math
That
is
is
correct,
enough.
needs a 10.
7.
So
Not
that
gonna
should
get
be
it.
enough. No, Brian should have leveled things up. 4 points apiece.
Definitely keeping it interesting out there.
So the next 12 months, is going to be, busy. It's going to be jam-packed. You've obviously got the domestic calendar, the international calendar, and then you guys don't. You've got your trials at the start of 2028, have you not?
Correct. That's when we'll go into our Paralympic Olympic trials. I know that the Olympic trials will start sometime late next year.
Yep.
But we still have a lot of things going on. For example, next year we'll have the Pan American Games in Lima, Peru in August. And
And the
it's-
Para World Championships.
Well,
as
it's looking like we're going to be jumping on a plane from there and going from there to Australia. So, yeah, I'm really excited for Australia, though.
Yeah, that is going to be
it's a
fantastic.
bucket list.
That's going to be phenomenal.
I might end up staying a little bit longer, do a little
I
fishing.
need to talk to the bosses, see if there's a budget just to...
Yeah, we can just put you in one of our
There
suitcases.
we go, job done. So it is 4 points apiece then between Alex and Brian. There is Alex. Brian is not letting go. Coming back once again with 3 solid arrows. Let's see who's going to respond or who's going to flinch between these two. There is Brian Waite.
Yes.
Ooh,
Wow.
well, here we go. He's
That's
laid down a
one way to
marker.
start.
7.
Out to the edge for Alex. So it's
9.
advantage Brian Way, and he is absolutely taking full advantage as well. A 10 and a 9. Alex needs a big number here.
9.
So 19 plays 16.
7.
Okay, the door's open. A 10.
We'll get them a shoot off.
A 10 for Alex. What are those eyes seeing behind the glasses?
8.
And he's, well, he gave it a go. He gave it a go. But Brian has come back to win this one, and we'll get confirmation shortly. But Alex offers a hand. Brian has taken this match by 6 points to 4. You've turned up here and you've marched through as the #1 seed and the gold medalist, and you've qualified for the USAT Series final next month. How much was that an incentive that you wanted to join those guys in Springfield in this big event?
You know, I always miss shooting with my archery buddies. It's been a while since I've been to one of these, and I told Alex on the final round, I said, buddy, you just cost me a lot of money because I'll definitely be going to Springfield now.
Well, you're going to have to do well to win the prize money. So it's Matthew Christian, Josh Fint, Alex De Vera and yourself guaranteed, and then obviously all the others will see points accumulation. But Jason and I were just talking, that Barebow field, similar to so many of these divisions, the Barebow field has got some wily old kind of veterans and the up-and-coming youngsters. It's a quality field that just seems to be growing. How much does that kind of fill you with, you know, excitement and that anticipation that this is a division that is growing and it's getting deeper in quality as well?
Oh, I think it's just awesome. It's not just nationally; it's growing exponentially locally too, and yeah, I think it's wonderful. Always just a class act people, wonderful people, and happy to see Barebow growing like it is.